Hello, everyone. We're live now. Yeah, Twitch was being twitchy, as it usually is. Hey, it's Monday, which means it's Saturday. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I am Wandering DM. We are the crew of the Scarlet Trust, and let's just go and recap. We don't need to introduce ourselves. I keep forgetting that we have an intro sequence that does that for us. So before we head on with Doxy and Loxy and where we left them off 2 weeks ago, can the other half of the party do a quick recap as to what happened last week? Then take it away, Kincaid. Yep. You flung them on a wall.
No.
Yeah, they can only hear Simon.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
It's
On point.
I'll do the recap.
Okay.
It's okay.
Faster.
Update. Streamlabs update screwed up my microphones again. Not the microphone, but the audio mixer. So the crew landed on Tetraka 9. Oof, for once I didn't get it. Tetraka 9. They sent Doxy and Zred to a bunker where Zred came back while Doxy was going through some research papers. Coming back to where the ship was, you guys figured out that everyone on Tetraka 9 was killed. And you investigated the corpses, their deaths, and followed, like you said, Eddard, followed a data cable from what would have been a secondary antenna to a main console down in the mines. Within the mines, you discovered void zombies, or let's call them like that for now. You also discovered that the Vect, so the automatons, were not zombified. None of the constructs or electronics had been affected by the void. You went into the facility itself, hacked into a robot, gave yourselves access to the whole system, powered down slightly a mining unit, what was it called again? The Prospector Mark II. And you made your way down the mines to where the Coalition, DD&D, the Firm, and those unaffiliated prospectors had found a giant black dodecahedron with a bluish triangle on one of its face. Trying to move the dodecahedron elsewhere, Kebechet used her holy symbol in her void pocket, which promptly flung her at the dodecahedron as it acts as a sort of very powerful magnet. Zred and Eddard took care of the giant robot. Zred befriended not one, not two, but three servitor robots. although they did lose their own familiar to the dodecahedron in the exploring of the mines. And
can get
that's
another one,
where we
right?
were. Huh?
Okay, good. Not lost forever.
No. You're. It's basically like banished to another dimension until she calls it back.
Okay.
So, before we start with the rest of the group, let's go and join Doxy for a moment, who's alone, by himself, in a gnomish bunker. What is my cat doing? Okay.
My cat's giving
gnomish.
me a hug.
Yeah, well, that's Loxy, so that's alright. Your AI's with you. But yeah, you finally
Okay.
managed to scan all the physical data, rearrange the broken sectors on some of the very old hard drives that there were, trying to get all of the information out as much as you can. It's... Let's just say, to make a real-world comparison, this entire bunker ran on DOS and floppy disks. Yeah.
So it was all
Old school.
Very, very old school, which is something that surprised you, Doxy, because it looks like this research station was older than most of the research that you found in there. And I'm going to ask you to make me an investigation check, please.
Okay. I think I'm pretty good at these. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay. Did that work?
Yeah, that's a 10.
Oh, not as good as I was hoping. But hey, it worked.
Through the whole time that you were researching, you did not hear back from the ship.
Okay.
Things seem pretty quiet on that end. But there was one artifact that you found in the bunker. An old VHS tape.
VHS.
The equivalent of, let's just say,
Sci-fi VHS.
yeah, sci-fi VHS. It's a Blu-ray. Yeah, let's go with that. It's a disc.
Okay.
And there is a piece of technology that can read the discs within the bunker, but it is at the moment broken.
Okay. I feel I feel like Doxy would attempt to stuff the device into his bag, broken and all, and I suppose I'll have to fix this later, and at least have that. I don't think he would try to fix it then and there. I mean, I guess he would assess to see if he could fix it right then and there,
Oh yeah, you have the tools for it. It'll take about maybe a half hour.
Okay. Haven't heard from the crew. I'm gonna roll something here.
Sure.
To see if Doxy would do something. 1d20. So if it's 11 or higher, he's gonna sit there and try to fix it now. Okay, so he's gonna sit there and try to fix it now.
All right. You're not gonna need to roll. This is
Pretty
child's
trivial
play.
technology.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a trivial task for you. It just takes a while.
Right.
During that
That was
time,
amazing.
yeah. Meanwhile, the group is getting their ass handed to them by a giant robot.
Excuse me. We're doing good.
Yeah, I forgot the giant robot missed every turn, so
Yes.
everything's fine on the other end. You repair the disc reader and you insert the disc in it. And the first few minutes is just this hazy, like trying to get into focus. You can sometimes see what appears to be a hand going over the camera lens or something. And you hear muttering in the back, but there's too much static to get a clear picture. And then the picture clears up. And this old gnomish gentleman with very high-tech spectacles, a waxed pink mustache, and a big, bushy and braided pink beard, sits down and goes, This is. Oh, I can't do this. And he turns off the camera, turns it back on, and he has like a stack of paper that he neatly tries to pack together and puts them in front of him and says, This is going to be my last video. It is not for any research purposes. It is for myself and my son, Doxy. Baby boy, if you see this video, it means that we finally did it. Your mother and I finally found life outside the galaxy. About 14 days prior to this video, one of our far-reaching what's the word?
Probes.
Probes, thank you. One of our far-reaching probes detected a signal from a life form on an asteroid. We have kept it here, safe. Say hi to Doxy version 2.0. And he shows like a mason jar. There's a pink slug in it.
Oh my god.
This little creature survived the depths of space. It's not very talkative, but that's beyond the point. Using its very, very interesting DNA and what we could find on the asteroid and on the creature itself, we estimated the direction and distance of its point of origin, and we sent out another probe, and we received news. We received news 3 days ago. They are on their way. We, your mother and I, will be the first gnome in the history of the galaxy to finally set our eyes on the great beyond. I'm sorry you will not be here to see it. We could not send for you, as we don't know what is going to happen, but they seem fairly peaceful, and they introduce themselves to other researchers. So our hopes are high. If you do find our charred remains in the bunker, then please do not follow suit after what we've done, as we have probably been very, very much mistaken, and have been mutilated by beings from beyond the galaxy. Run for your lives. I believe your mother wants a word with you. And he moves, and Doxy's mom sits down. She has her hair up in a bun. It's grayer than you remember, Doxy. And she puts on her reading glasses, and she says, Son, remember that this galaxy is vast, and that many people on many of the worlds that you encounter will never be able to leave the planet they were born on. We, that is your father and I and yourself, we owe it to them to discover the far reaches of the galaxy and the universe, to be their voice and to be their eyes and ears, and to report whatever it is that we find out there. Please, please, don't ever settle down on a planet. And keep flying. Keep discovering things. Keep making us proud. Do you want to talk to him again? No? Alright, how do I turn this off?
Aww.
And the video shuts off.
I'm not very good at crying on demand, but
Yeah.
I would imagine Doxy would definitely have like tears kind of just rolling down his eyes or rolling down his face. Oh, they're not here. He would make sure that he kept that disc and like figured a way to save that recording. He'll probably reference it later, and for many reasons. Is there I guess remind me now. So that after that, I suppose I should find the others. Would it be reasonable that Doxy had some way of tracking the other group, or like did you guys figure out a way for me to follow Zred after?
Yeah. So what we said is that there were like small land vehicles outside, like a small rover that you could you can easily just hop on and drive back. And by the time you drive back to the ship, you will see the rest of the party not emerge from the mines, but you will finally get their signal coming in
on like comms and something.
On the comms, yeah, but not
like local comms.
Local, yeah, because the long range communications, even mid range communications, are all disabled on T'Chaka 9 due to something.
There's all like interference.
Yeah, and but by the time you approach the mine, the quarry, not even the ship, like the quarry, that's about like a 15-minute ride away from the ship, you get the signal. What was one of the last things that you said fighting the robot? Something like, cover me.
No, the last thing I said about the robot is, kill the robot, don't hit the ceiling, don't hurt it. And then we killed it.
Yeah. And you hear the pew pews and some.
Oh, it wasn't pew pews. My gun don't do pews.
You heard the tack attack from the gnomish rifle that Eddard has, or pistols. Sorry. So you have you have like actual like revolvers. That's what you're fighting with.
I'm amazing.
But yeah, there's a lot of bang bang and a lot of you hear the sound of like nails on a chalkboard. That was Redrick trying to claw at the creature. I don't remember what spell you cast when you
the one where you elongated your nails.
Yeah, primal savagery or something like that.
Yeah,
primal savagery. Holy crap! Nice.
Yes,
great
it
spell.
was beautiful.
But yeah, and you can easily follow the signal down the main entrance, and you, as the robot falls down in the dust, you hear the elevator start to go back up and down.
I just kind of imagine, ding, and like just as the robot's collapsing, like
and the door opens, and sure, that's exactly what happens. The doors to the elevator open to a cloud of smoke and debris that just wafted on your face, into your face.
And Dox is like, "What did you do?"
Doxy, stay there.
I'll put the map back on so you can all see what is it like last week.
Doxy?
Yes?
Eddard, we killed them. Did we kill all of them?
No.
So, Doxy, be very careful walking over here and try not to,
attract any more of them. And stay about where we are so you don't get sucked into the void.
Oh, very well.
You should have your character on the map now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see it. So I will go up to the robot, to the giant creature next to Shred. It's like, oh, I see you've been busy. Anything anything I should know about this before I begin inspecting it? Because this looks fascinating.
The inside might be a bit fried. A
Literally.
fireball did explode in it.
Yeah.
Oh, could you attempt to retrieve all of its data? Apparently, it's had programming related to our employers. They might wish it back.
I see. Very well. Yes, I can definitely go into that.
Oh, and also, see that thing that's over there? Yeah,
Yes.
don't get any closer to it.
Very well.
'Cause it
And
seems
just
to be sucking everybody out and leaving shells.
that sounds quite pleasant. And I just wanted to give a quick visual note as Doxy approaches you. Like, he seems very cheery still, but you can kind of see in Dread. You would know this because of what happened before. There's like a distance to him that isn't normally there, and you can. He doesn't look 12 anymore, especially in the shadows. Like in the like when he comes out of the shadows, Doxy looks like he's 90 some odd years old. Like,
Oof.
yeah. Comes back in and 12 years old.
When you come in, you'll notice that Edward is no longer actively bleeding because I healed him at the Kebachet looks peaked, severely peaked, but not falling down. Like, only been awake for 24 hours.
Yes, the typical doctor sleep schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I were to investigate this, would I be able to combine the fact that I am an expert in circuitry, so any damaged materials or damaged circuits I could potentially short circuit or repair in some way, shape, or form to then do a data check with advantage?
I'll say yes.
Sweet. I am like, it's so crazy how many skills that I have.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I got a 17.
All right. So, ask me 3 questions. What do you want to know about that robot?
Okay. What was its core function? And then were there any amendments to that core function? Would that be allowed in one question? I don't know. How would I word that?
Well, what were its functions? I mean,
Yeah, what were its functions?
that is a thing that you can ask, yes.
Okay, so what were its functions? Should I ask like point of origin, or is that pretty clear?
I mean, we know it said it has to keep the firm's secrets.
How
So
about this? What are its secrets?
Sure. All right. Its prime function is the mine. Its function was overridden by the firm.
Okay.
Its function became to mine exclusively this dodecahedron. And to remove it from where it is and to bring it into firm hands. It was to kill the engineer that is chained and dead at the desk over yonder.
See. Okay, so those were its functions, and its secret.
Its secret, was that overridden by the firm.
Gotcha.
And because that dodecahedron is of great value to the firm.
Gotcha. Okay, so third question. Let's see. No, probably wouldn't even have that on board. Like, I guess one thing I would no, because that's not a question. I was gonna say I could pull. pull the data that it may have collected on the dodecahedron.
Mhm.
But let's see, that's not quite a question. How about this? No, I probably wouldn't know what is the dodecahedron. I know, I'm running through a bunch of questions. If you guys have ideas, let me know.
When was it brought here?
Yeah.
Because that would give us a timeline. I mean, with all the dead bodies upstairs.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, sure.
So,
yeah.
all right, the robot was brought in with the prospectors. The prospectors that found the planet first were the ones that brought the robot to harvest the mine it. They didn't know exactly what it was, but there was a clear indicator of a power source deep within the planet. Not exactly at its core, roughly 100 or so yards deep, which is where you are at the moment. It would be safe to assume that the dodecahedron, the giant D12, is that power source.
I see.
But it was hijacked by the firm about 4 days ago.
Okay, so 4 days.
Yeah, so the
4 days.
events and the body, especially after the Batman check that Edward made the other day, well, a few hours ago, I should say, 4 days is about approximately when the rampage took place.
Okay, so 4 days ago is roughly when
Everyone died and or were turned into zombies. Yeah.
shit went down. Gotcha. Okay. So I relay this in some fanciful form. It takes a little while for Doxy to bring this across because he just starts talking gibberish, like, "Oh yes, oh, this circuit was you guys really fucked this guy up, bad."
Yeah, from the inside, it looks like a grenade went off.
This circuit has been overheated. Go ahead.
Nothing. She would have just been like pointing at Odd's face.
What? What about my face? Did you fix it? Is it still good?
No, you hold still, and she's gonna like shift your nose back into place.
Oh,
You hear the crack.
Oh,
There you are.
God.
That's it, yeah.
I fixed everything else. You got rid of your concussion and fixed the open wounds, but the nose is it's much more better to do manually.
I can breathe through my nose now. That's amazing.
You don't have to talk like you have a stuffy nose.
So, does anybody else look like they're hurting, or was I the only one that got a beating?
You were the only one that got a beating, and I mass healing word everyone, so everyone got 7, so I'm back to full. Red, are you okay?
Oh right, I remember that.
Did you put those in?
I'm fine.
Oh yes, I went from 11 to 18.
Doxy, your damage was psychological.
Yeah, that's true.
No amount of healing can fix that.
Yeah, exactly. It's permanent. It's like only time will tell what kind of damage that actually did.
Zred,
Yes.
that dodecahedron generates a metric fuck ton of psychic energy.
Ooh.
Oh.
The good
kind-
kind, right?
The
Like,
kind that I find delicious or the kind that I find draining and horrible?
the kind of a child's yearning for its mother.
Oh,
Mm.
that's cruel.
No.
But that's what it is. Like, picture the all the mix of different emotions,
Yeah.
Resist.
and that's what it is. But add on to that confusion.
Mm.
So it's like child with a hint of confusion.
So, just out of curiosity, would Doxy in his like collection of sensor data, because I kind of see him as like the science officer of every away mission, where he's just like collecting data.
You're not wearing a red shirt.
Would I? Yeah, right. Would
The-
you say that I have a sensor that could detect that psychic energy, do we not?
Do you have something that akin to detect magic?
I do. Yeah.
Then yes.
My visor actually lets me see magic.
Then you would detect that there's a psychic aura, a magical aura around it.
Gotcha. Okay.
You don't have the taste of what it is compared to Zred, because the Brothians have this inherent taste buds, psychic taste buds, I guess, that are inherent to their race, which their species, which you and the visor lacks. But looking at it, you can see that it's not just. Oh, by the way, the black dodecahedron is like Venta black. There is no light that escapes the D12.
Oh.
Light is actually being like drawn into it in some way.
Almost sucked in. Yeah.
I have a question.
Almost. Yep.
Is this while we're standing around watching him do this? Does this count as a short rest?
Do you all want to take an hour?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Sure.
I'll keep us safe and keep watch while we take an hour.
Do you remember that like coalition zombie that you guys made run away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's still there.
No. He slumped on the ground, unmoving. You poke him with your rifle, you
Oh yes.
kick his helmet open. He's dead. And you remember like the inky blackness inside the eyes and the mouth?
Yes.
That is just evaporated.
So that would explain why the guy that was chained to the desk that I recalled killing is now dead.
Yep. Yeah, he was just kicked in the face by a flying cabbage head, but
Karate kick.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
okay.
But yeah, Zred, can you make a wisdom check? Not a saving throw, just a check. A d20 plus your wisdom.
All right. And I would have relayed all that information telekinetically to
right.
Kevashet as well.
Yeah, and I would have said, let's walk back up a little bit. And I need to sit down for a minute.
You said wisdom?
Wisdom, yep, please.
All right.
So if we're taking a short rest, I'm going to reconfigure my modular gadget, which only takes an action. I'm going to configure it into a micro turret.
Cool.
So you guys will see like Doxy manipulating this small device that like it's kind of like a little orb, I want to say, that you can flatten the surface so you can place it down places. Or actually no, it's like it's a little orb that he just presses a button. It's like a puzzle that he's working.
A Rubik's sphere.
And eventually he's like, whoop, and then like a hard light turret just comes out of nowhere.
You're Thornbjorning the place.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, as you
So,
take an hour to play on your gadget, Kebichet to rest, Eddard to scout the perimeter.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take at least like 1 HD of healing.
Oh yeah. As long as there's nothing that happens, you can heal. Zred, thinking back about the fight, you remember that you did not feel the same. It wasn't the same type of emotions that came out of the D12, the dodecahedron during the combat.
Okay. You'll have to refresh Rochelle the player, because I...
So Rochelle the player did not know anything about it because
Okay.
none of you, even in game, Zredrick, would not have focused on it at the moment, at the time. You guys were focused on trying to survive. But now that you think of it with some hindsight, yeah, the emotions coming out of the dodecahedron right now. You don't know what it was like before, but you know it wasn't like this. It seems that this thing, whatever it is, can generate different emotions. Probably depending on the situation around it.
Okay. And I would continue to relay that information to Kevashet.
Maybe about another 20 minutes and I might be ready to have a conversation with a divine entity.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. I had I could also do flawed reconstruction if you'd like, Alex. For Eddard. But
No,
My nose was already messed up enough.
this is not messed up anymore.
No,
I
that's true.
I'm just saying it is an option, but it is quite gruesome.
I still have some options on the table.
okay.
Although I like the, I appreciate the thought. I'm not in a dire need just yet.
Are you sure?
Don't make me regret any of this.
the other thing that she'd like to do while she's self-reflecting on this is go through that desk that this thing was chained to
Mhm.
to see what was in there, if nobody else did already.
Sure, make an
no.
investigation check.
Kind
I
of
guess-
close to the thing, though.
yeah,
After-
I would have told you not to
Oh.
get that close.
Oh.
Is it that close?
I,
I mean, it's
Yes, I went flying over it to hit the guy, and I was standing away when I.
You were standing 30 feet away when you went flying.
Mhm.
Make that what you will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well in that case I'll wait.
Yeah,
So,
because I
how-
specifically told you not to get closer.
I mean,
do-
but
Would I-
you can.
You can. Your choice.
Could I use my mage hand to go and just even see if it'll, because it slurped up my familiar. I don't know if it would mess with my mage hand.
Sure.
how about
Okay.
this? Would I be able to assist her by using Loxy as like a camera, so that way she could use Mage Hand to manipulate it, and then have Loxy just like relay information?
Loxy and the hand?
I forgot I have servitors now too.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
can also
yeah.
send the servitors.
Yeah, I'll just let her do that, but then like all assists, that way she still gets advantage or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, of course. So let's do the help action and roll investigation with advantage.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a 20. Yeah.
Nice.
Dirty
The
20.
desk doesn't really have drawers, but it's a computer system that monitored the power to the prospector, the commands sent to the prospector, and here, there's Loxy now on the map. And the like analysis or pseudo analysis of what this dodecahedron is or could be, and the reason why there's a circle-ish of bluish crystals around it. The blue crystals are there to temper and diminish the strength of the psychic field around it.
Contain. It's basically a
It's a
containment.
containment, but it's not an efficient containment. It's a fence, not an actual quarantine.
Right. It's mostly making it stay in one place versus.
It's like
Ow.
it reduces
Yeah.
the power by, let's say, a factor of 0.25%. Like 0.25. So it's like a
Gotcha.
quarter less powerful. The dodecahedron is both extremely hot and extremely cold. It is hollow and full, and the cat inside might or might not be alive. You kind of get the gist of what that is. It's basically a shit. Who did the thing about the cat?
A
again?
probability.
Schrodinger.
Schrodinger.
Schrodinger,
Yeah, so it's a Schrodinger D12. It has all the characteristics of a solid, but also of the absence of that solid.
Another way of maybe putting this is it's in a quantum flux.
Exactly. Thank you for the real science behind it. It's like the
Jargon. I don't even know that's real.
no, but I think a state of like quantum something. Anyway, it
Yeah.
basically would prove beyond a doubt, if it was in our world, would prove the multiverse theory,
Oh,
because it exists
in
both in the
multiple-
real world on the material
Oh, boy.
plane and in the void at the same time.
And this is data or information that Dredd is picking up from the desk right now.
From the desk that the firm had, it required the death of 14 people
to get
to
the data.
experiment
Wow.
and get that data.
Was
Wow.
the group sent in to get that data called the Botans by any sense?
No.
Many Botans died to get this information.
I mean,
What are they good for? Just
I
dying?
once asked the Botan to get me a coffee, and like 8 of them died on the way. But no, the firm actually lost 14 agents because they were all doing this on the down low.
Okay.
Bizarrely, there are no dead bodies around, and you don't know where the firm disposed of those bodies.
Oh, there's a hole right there.
But 14 contractors died.
Loxy would be transmitting this data directly to on my local storage.
Yeah, I'll assume that you save everything that happens,
Yeah.
unless you
I'm
tell
just
me
like-
otherwise.
I'm like in the U.S. They're talking about having those they have the cameras on the cop uniforms and stuff
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Make sure
Body
they're
cams.
being recorded. Yeah, body cams.
So let
Yeah,
me
so
know when
Loxy
your
is
buddy
bad.
cam doesn't
Oh,
work.
that- Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. His life monitor still works.
Oh yeah.
But that's what it is.
Okay.
And after
this-
an hour, yeah, all of you seem to, I don't know. There's like this feeling of maybe wanting to go back home.
She's gonna. Kebichet is going to turn to Zred and say, "So, talking to it didn't seem to be the best idea, considering what happened last time. But talking to other things might be more useful in this situation, and I think I'm going to have to do so. So I need you to do me a favor, darling. If I start to scream loudly, break the connection.
Okay.
The request. Eddard, darling, wonderful Eddard.
Oh, I'm not sure where this is going.
First of all, you look a little rough around the edges. Let me fix you up a little bit. It should be a little bit better than you are. And I still have first level spells, so I'm going to cast an extra healing word at first level for 7. Looking well.
That's way better.
That's way better. That's very good. I need you to do me a favor, darling. I'm about to do something. Well,
Reckless, dangerous, life-threatening. All of the
Let's-
above.
let's call it a what is the terminology that you use in this language? I believe it's something along the lines of a calculated risk, possibly.
Okay.
Any of those?
So Zred is going to stand there, and if I start screaming very loudly like I did before, yeah, if I start screaming very loudly like I did before, she'll break the connection to what I'm about to do. But I need you to physically make sure that I don't go flying at the thing again.
No problem. I'll hold you down.
No, that sounded really wrong. That's not what you're doing at all. You're just going to make sure I don't go flying.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I can prevent you from going and drop kicking the cube thing.
Yeah, it is. That's apparently somebody wants to go home. Let's ask it how it wants to get there.
Let's.
Doxy,
Yes.
if I start screaming loudly, run. Quickly.
Okay.
And other things.
Doxy places shifts the turret over, picks the turret back up and puts it right next to Kevishet. If anything comes at you, this will last very well, depending on what it is. It will help you.
I appreciate the thought. It's probably not going to be physical that we're going to be dealing with. Probably much more on a different plane of existence. And my mental sanity.
Please don't go insane. We need you sane.
Doxy holds up his sensors. I will be monitoring you.
Everybody tries, and she's going to sit down, and she's going to pull the holy symbol out from underneath her armor, grip it, hold the staff on the ground next to her, and just start meditating, opening herself to the void, and waiting to see if she can hear the heartbeat again.
Make a religion check. And add your void symbiosis.
Okay. That's a 10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
You close your eyes, and it takes a moment, or 2, or 3, or several. It's about only 3 hours later, as everyone's about to give up, that you fall asleep. Yet, to everyone else, Kevishet fell asleep. In the moment between the moment where you realize that she's fallen asleep and that you wake her up, Kevishet, the entire world turned to gray. Everything is gray, except for the dodecahedron that's still black. What do you do? Oh, and everyone stopped moving.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Would you like to go somewhere?
Yes. I would.
Where would you like to go?
Back to the stars.
Is there a particular star you would like to visit?
All of them. Forever and ever.
I apologize. I'm bound by linear temporal moments, and I understand that you aren't. So I can't necessarily help you get to all of them all at once, but I can get you at least to one at the moment.
None. You shall bring me with you and keep me with you always. And you wake up.
Okay.
The
And you
color
see-
of the triangle turned from blue to a light pink.
And she literally turns to Zred and says, it mentally, I may have done something awkward. And just shares the vision mentally of what she saw.
Doxy. Sorry.
And she's gonna, all right, let's see if we can maybe move this. Apparently it's coming with us.
Doxy,
The thing that's preventing us from leaving the planet will be coming onto the ship, thus preventing us from leaving the planet even better.
It wants to travel.
It's
Might
sentient?
not be the problem. Maybe.
Well, there's a form of sentience and awareness and non-linear temporal boundaries. Have you ever tried to speak to an entity that you know is entirely beyond your mental capacity?
Have you met me?
I wasn't going to comment, but you went there, so fine, of course I will. Yes, I have met you. Yes, it's like entirely having a conversation with Doxy.
Okay.
I heard my name. What? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. These sensor readings are fascinating.
Yeah, the dodecahedron moved when Kebichet was asleep.
Moved?
It vibrated. Actually, it's still vibrating, but at a frequency that is imperceptible to the naked eye. It's just
Oh. So it's like vibrations in place.
it vibrates in place. It vibrates and moves, but like one molecule at a time.
Right. So it's like you can't really tell. Maybe it dances a little bit to someone that really focuses on
It's,
it. But
yeah,
no.
it would just, but because it's also completely Vanta Black, it's very hard to
Oh, right.
focus on it. So your machine
that
sees
is
it
the
better
word.
than your eyes do.
Sure. Okay, so I mean, I don't know what to interpret that with, but I'll look at Shikabishet and I say, did you see something?
Doxy, you're very nice and I like you. And I have a question I'm about to ask you because I know that sometimes my personal religious beliefs and faith bother you.
This is true.
How willing are you for me to discuss matters of extraplanar and religious reality?
I mean, all new discoveries start somewhere.
Okay, all right. So I went into a meditative space, and when you saw me fall asleep, what I actually did was shift my mental, possibly astral form onto a plane of existence where I could speak with the entity that is currently resided in that thing over there, where it decided that it wants to go to all of the stars all at once.
I see. So it has transcended time, then, is it?
The time, space, and reality.
It's a fifth dimensional being.
Possibly.
Fascinating.
One
Also-
could say a 12-dimensional being.
Oh.
I'll see myself out. Thank you, everyone. I'm here every Monday.
I would think. I think
Fascinating.
it is. It is. I think at this point we need to consider the fact that this divine entity, which, by the way, says that it's coming with us, wishes to do so. I'm about to try doing a thing again. Edard, if I start to go flying across the room, make sure I don't.
I'm here to catch you.
And she's like gonna literally reach out and grab onto you. And
I'm
like
gonna hold
hold
on
onto your armor. Open, because she's not getting. She's gonna try it again. She's,
Oh no.
Make us. Yes, Red?
Well, didn't you say that there's some crystals that appear to be like a fence?
yeah.
Could we try to move some of those crystals to see if we can get out before, or maybe after you've tried that, we can make that as a
Oh, well,
second.
Well, okay,
Back up.
if that's what you say, then she'll say, well, why don't we have your mage hand and all those little wonderful flying things that new friends we've made move the crystals for us, and we'll walk back about another 35 feet.
So you're thinking that the crystal might be creating some sort of fencing around the cube.
Yes. But I got pulled directly to the cube itself.
Maybe the crystal is just preventing the cube from actually moving, but not for the cube to be reaching out.
So it's like a fence. Yeah.
Well
So
done.
why
It can
don't-
go in, but it can't get out.
So why don't we move a couple of them over and we'll back up quickly
Okay.
if you want to do that.
You
I will-
sweep some of the crystals out? And they're
Yeah.
not like planted, they're just like deposited on the ground, so it's easy
Oh,
enough to
oh.
just sweep them away. And you sweep them with your hand.
While if I'm going close, because I don't think I think I would probably go at least a little bit close. Would I have noticed anything different since the color changed from that blue to pink, as far as the psychic energy goes?
Oh, yes, make a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry to interject.
No.
No.
No, please do.
All right. You said perception.
Yep.
I
Okay.
love when the
That's not
DM
very
says that.
There's a
Not the
line.
greatest.
10.
So you know how a D12 looks like, right?
Yeah.
Near the face that is used as its base. Oh, thank you, Nerd on the Rock.
Thank you.
Just like maybe a half an inch above the very base of it is this thin white line that is a bit thicker in the middle, and it just fades away as it goes around the edges of the first pentagon on it.
Yeah.
It's
So
faint, but you almost detect like if it's like a heartbeat.
And if I open my brain up even just a little bit, am I still getting that horrible like hunger and
Make a
Psychic
charisma
pain.
saving throw. No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that.
so I'm like, it
Pick
sounds really yummy.
pick a number between 1 and 30.
28.
You lose 28 hit points.
Oh!
All right, I'm good.
And
I can't do math, but I'm good.
I'm glad you are.
and you do not feel anything wrong with it. The light actually grows brighter, and the line grows around it. It now goes around half of the dodecahedron. You sweep away the crystals, and there is no rage, there's no pain, there's no hunger, there's no yearning, there is only hope.
I could use that right now.
To everybody
alright.
else, it did not feel as though Zredrick was in pain or anything. It might have been just like a sigh when
Okay.
you bent down, and that's it.
But
If you look at her vitals, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
they
covering her vitals.
drained away. Like there was probably like beep 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 on your sensor.
Dred, are you well?
Life is great. Everything is great right now. Thank you.
She hurt? What's going on?
Dred, do you require me to do something to help you?
No, I feel the best I've felt in a long time. I really feel like things might be getting better.
Okay. How is
immediately start sensors on her. There seems to be something strange with Zred.
Yes, I'm concerned.
But,
By the way,
yep,
I just like always imagine Doxy looking up at everyone because everyone's so big.
Yeah, and the Skithari is also very very big.
You have the Skithari, you have the Avara, and then like you have the human.
And then you have
Oh my.
Okay. All right then. Do you think, based on where you're standing, that we can effectively do this movement?
I think I would have already like swept the crystals away. You said right.
Yep.
So if it whatever it's gonna do, it's gonna do. I'm just there smiling. If a Skithari can smile, I've got my servitors and just gonna go right on back to my crew. Like, yeah, life's good right now.
All right. So your bet on if I could pick this up into the void pocket and carry it out.
Well, I'm ready to catch you if you go flying.
Dred. You did something. I know you did. Your honest answer.
I did. I just opened up my brain a little bit, and it's just so full of hope. It's giving me hope too.
All right. Is there anything else we need to move out of the way? I know we slid some of them out of the way, but do you want to move them?
I would have shooed as many of them from side to side, and I do agree that somebody should probably collect them. Just
Why don't you have your little thingies do that? I have some sample boxes here.
all right. I will send them to do that.
The 3 servitors just swarm all over the crystals and pick them up and drop them in the boxes.
I was expecting them to be like Roombas.
Well, okay, see, when I meant hamburger shape, yeah, that's what I had in mind. It's like 2 Roombas top of one another with like tiny spindly arms that end in like the tiny pincers.
I love all of this. I love all of this.
I've still nicknamed them all the Hamburglers, so
Yep.
All right. Anything else we should know about the thing before we do this?
all I know is that it's filled with hope, and it fills me with hope too.
Okay.
Let's do this.
She's gonna grab onto Eddard, turn to the dodecahedron and say, I'm very sorry to bother you, but the only way I can give you what you want at the moment is to move you in another plane of existence. If we get there very quickly, we should be able to move you out of this place, and you can, or would you like to go back into this inside? And she kind
There's
of
no
waits for a
answer.
minute. Well, proprieties have been observed. It's always nice to start with being polite, correct? Let's do this. And she's going to open the void pocket around the outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like emerges around the outside and
Make a strength saving throw with advantage. But with advantage because you have Eddard.
that's an 18?
It takes a lot of strength from Eddard to keep you in place. Your feet shifting in the dirt, the dirt and the sand and the rocks that make up the ground floor of the mine. All 4 of you hear a distinct pop as Kebichet's shoulder gets dislocated. But then the dodecahedron starts moving visibly and rolls. And eventually goes into the holy symbol.
Oh man.
Oh my god, your shoulder.
Yeah, yes, it's mildly uncomfortable. Have you done this before?
Putting your shoulder back into its socket?
Yes.
As Red did.
It's
I'll be frank, no?
Red, come here. Help me with this one.
all right.
I can do it myself. I mean, I've done it myself. It's not that hard, but this is going to be painful.
Do medicine, or
Yep,
Doxy.
medicine.
Doxy's just looking in wonder. It's like, ooh.
It takes, 1, 2, and it's back in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move quickly. I have an hour.
Did you remember in Lord of the Rings how like the chain on Frodo's neck kept eating at his flesh because of the weight of the ring? It's the same thing with your holy symbol. It weighs a ton, figuratively speaking.
Yeah.
Maybe we can grab the... Oh no, we can't, it's disabled. Fudge. Never mind.
What?
Up and
There's...
out.
Yes,
Up
yes.
and out. Doxy, have you gotten everything you need out of that? Because I'm leaving now. And she just picks up the... She picks up the staff in her right hand because she grabbed Eddard with her left and just starts striding purposely up and out.
What, did you just grab me?
No, when I dislocated my shoulder,
Okay.
I was doing it with my left hand because she was holding the holy symbol with the right hand.
Got it. So, yeah, you don't want to just grab onto something with a dislocated shoulder that just got fixed.
I just saw the activate your boosters. Yeah, remind me next time verbally first, because that would have given her another bonus. It would have succeeded anyway, with the
Okay.
dislocated arm. But in case something similar happens in the future, just let me know and yeah, I'll factor it in because it would have given you a 10% boost.
I think Doxy would collect anything meaningful, like any components that may be salvageable from the prospector, and obviously the data core or whatever else maybe I could salvage, and then I'd follow suit.
Make a technology check.
Technology.
Yep. Technology.
Technology. Cool. 26.
Okay, right on your sheet that you have. Anything worth anything from the mines. Simon will know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You'll have to sort it out, but like you got the like most important stuff that you could do anything with, you have it. Like you found it and you have it. And as the group moves back to the ship, the elevator has a very hard time going up. Actually, the higher you go, the lighter you feel, Kebichet. But not the elevator. It takes about 20 minutes for it to go up, where it used to take about 5 seconds. You can hear the servos and the motor just force against the sheer weight of this dodecahedron. The moment that you reach the surface, your holy symbol begins to float
Oh man.
upwards like a helium balloon. And you almost
Gonna
have to
catch it?
hold it because it's lighter than the very air around you. You bring it into the ship. The moment you step foot in the ship, Krong! The holy symbol falls on the ground and dents the floor of the Scarlet Trust.
What? That's gonna take forever to get out.
It'll
much-
duck out.
How much did that hurt me?
None.
Okay, so it came off of me to do that.
No. It's like, oh yeah, it came off of you because you had to hold it like a balloon.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have
Okay,
flown
grab it.
away.
All right. Okay.
But the
I
moment
was
you,
like, wait.
yeah, I in my mind you were holding it by your hand, and then but when it falls down with such a force, it doesn't
Just
weigh
like it's
anything
shoulder
to
again.
you. It's like you simply, quickly moved your arm. At worst, maybe you sprained a muscle a bit, but even then, it weighs nothing to you. You pick it back up, and there's no problem. But it starts shaking again. Whatever's
Do you wish to
inside
ask-
wants out.
All right then. I have a plan. Hey, Eddard.
Yes.
About to do something stupid again.
I don't want to dislocate your shoulder again.
Can we move this to the lab, maybe?
No,
Him
it's not
fields
staying.
and-
It's not staying. It's going home to where it wants to be.
I see. Okay.
And since I don't actually have to be anywhere to let it out, and it wants to be outside, open the airlock, Eddard.
While we're still on the planet, right? I just want to make sure that we're still on the planet right now, right?
It wants to be outside.
No, I was asking that again. We're still on a planet.
Are
Right.
you? Well, do you want to jettison it while you're in space, or while
okay,
you're
'cause
on the
that-
surface?
Well, what was she? What, based on what you just said, does it want to be outside on the surface of the planet, or does it want to be in space?
Based on what I
she's
said,
getting-
it wants to travel through space.
Okay.
So, leaving the planet's surface is probably your safest bet.
Okay, then she'll say, "Get us off this planet."
All right, I'm gonna ask Twitch to fire up the engine if it's possible.
Yes, but could you? Why did you bring 600 elephants aboard the ship?
I have no idea.
Because, I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the weird stuff. You're supposed to just be the victims of whatever my whims dictate me that I
Twitch,
should do.
darling. Twitch, darling. Darling.
Yes.
The 600 elephants are going to go away as soon as we're in space.
But I still have yet to understand how you fit them all in on your person?
It's very simple, Twitch. We open up the fridge to cut the butter, put them all in. Get us off this rock, please.
Your species is weird.
Twitch.
Yes, it is.
And the ship takes off without a hitch. And Twitch even says, "Wow, that's a new one.
Stronger.
I feel light, despite the 600 elephants." And as you reach the, I was gonna say the edge of space. As you break atmosphere, you open up the airlock,
And she
you-
just literally just like what she did with the
with Golden Tree.
with Golden Tree. She cracks the airlock from this side, opens it, lets it out.
It falls. The airlock closes. The other door opens, and it does not move from the ship.
Fucking hell.
Mhm.
Do you need me to
Just
do
have
it?
one hand on the window, like just that little puppy moment.
Actually, the moment this happens, the entire ship shifts
Oh no.
to
Oh,
one
God.
side,
Ah!
as if
Okay.
it was trying to, as if the very gravity around the ship now came from the dodecahedron.
Okay. And she's gonna grab
We
the
gotta-
she's gonna grab the minute it starts to do that, she grabs the door,
Mhm.
grabs her holy. This is going to suck a whole lot, y'all. I want you to know that. This is going to suck. So much suck.
And you
Channel the video twice.
open and close. Basically, you revert the doors. The moment you do that, before even using your holy
Mhm.
symbol, the ship whoop, goes back to normal.
Okay.
And the light changes from light pink to white.
Whoa.
You're staying.
There's no answer. Or is there? We're gonna find out after the break.
Oh.
We'll be right back in like 5 to 10 minutes, everyone.
So many theories.
So, you expanded your mind, Kevichet, to try to talk to the D12 of evilness, and nothing happens.
Would it be fair to say that? Well, yeah. Would it be fair to say that Doxy's there, kind of like monitoring this thing? Like this is kind of a continuous, ongoing experiment where we're like, what does this do to this thing? I kind of remember a Doctor Who episode where they had this orb that like no sensors would penetrate it. Anyway,
It's kind of the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What about the ship? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What about the ship's heading when the thing happened?
Oh.
Well, I don't know.
Right.
Did you put any coordinates? Because otherwise, Twitch is just gonna fly around the planet.
Oh.
I mean, I was thinking about just, circling around the planet, putting Arsephone in an orbit.
Yep.
Do we have a destination after this?
We would no, but I think Kebachet is gonna say something in a minute about that.
Okay. I would. So if this experiment sensors going on and all that, I would have Loxy basically going through the data to look that I collected from the research station to collect like star charts, navigational points of interest, like pings on that sensor, that probe that came, or the different probes that they were able to send out and the data they got from it, like any bodies, like cosmic bodies, and the locations of that.
Yep.
That's the stuff that happened.
It takes a while to go through all of that.
Right.
And,
That's why she's doing it in the background.
Okay. Then, for all intents and purposes, you don't have Loxy for until I'll let you know when she's done through all that.
Okay. Thanks.
Because it's gonna take like 100% of her processing power.
Right.
Yes.
Well, apparently you're not in the mood to answer me right now, and I'm not in a great position to actually deal with any of your things. Well, no, that's not true. Do you wish me to pick you up again and move you outside? Because you said you wish to go out through all the stars, or do you wish to stay here? I need to know. And I'm very tired at this point.
It doesn't respond at all.
I'm not getting any readings.
Now, hear me out. Has anybody tried to touch this thing yet?
I physically touched it when it
You
pulled it to me.
Yeah, you physically touched it with your face.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
Oh right.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'll come up and I'll do the thing where I sit next to it and put just a hand on it. I'm not opening my brain or anything, but just like, well.
It's cold.
I'll stay sitting there for a while. So I don't mind being close to some kind of psychic energy.
Yeah,
So.
it's... And you notice that the line has been growing bigger, or longer, just longer, and it's now like 3/4 of the way through,
Okay.
or I should say, 4/5 of the way through.
Of the yeah.
So
okay.
there's like only one face that still hasn't had the line cross it, near the base, of course.
can I be coming down to check things out after I put the ship in orbit?
Sure.
I want to see what's going on because I don't want to be in the cockpit by myself when there's like an awesome cube of destruction on the ship.
Kincaid's mighty curious.
Hibichet's going to just sit down on the ground and kind of lean back against the bulkhead, staring at it. Twitch, is this bothering you with this item on board?
Yeah. I mean, it's surprisingly heavy, but nothing I can't lift. I mean, I'm a strong ship, you know.
Yes, we're very aware of how competent you are. You're very good at your job.
I am.
We are quite impressed.
I know.
You're very aware. Doxy, if I
Yes.
give you the direct commands, can you inform everyone in the near surface area that that planet is quarantined for biological contaminant?
Yes, I could probably make that happen.
When you send the message out, a few of the ships that are still orbiting the planet, some of them complain that they've been waiting for a signal to clear and land for days, and it still hasn't happened.
If she gets a response like that, Kebichet will literally pull the full doctor, like, I'm sorry, there's contamination on that planet. Would you like to die? Plague is always something that we want to avoid. Would you like to take it to other planets?
Fine. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And eventually, you see the other ships leave one by one. The only that remain is 4 quite noticeably scavenger ships.
They don't care. They just want to go on the planet anyway.
Yeah.
She's gonna Doxy,
Yes.
can you get their numbers?
Like their ship identification codes.
Yes.
Give me a moment.
Oh,
don't need to
what are you
roll.
planning?
Data.
Data.
Captain's not here.
Yeah. I feel like there's a way. I feel like can I like yeah, okay, I'm just gonna do data. Yeah. Let's see. 17.
17.
I was trying to think of like a way that I could boost this or make it easier.
It works.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yep. I'm counting it as if you were like attacking the other ship, so I'm using their armor class.
Nice. Okay. Interesting.
Well,
I'm
actually,
hacking
armor class, but using intelligence instead of like passive intel, I guess. Type thing. Anyway, the intelligence of the artificial intelligence of the ship, if there is one. If there's none, it's just straight AC. So yeah, you have the ship you hacked into all 4 ships. None of them are registered.
None of them are registered. They seem to be. Well, so if they're not registered, can I get data of like type of ship, and like if they have a like a not a registry code. What is the word? Like a manufacturer's code, like or a place of construction. Like there's like a kind of a log of all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That kind of ID.
They're from a planet called Pluto 2.
Pluto 2.
And you can easily spot where that planet is, which is at the edge of the Orc war zone. It's a planet that was recently conquered by orcs, lost to the hegemony of men, and well, probably that these scavengers went in and took whatever they could from the planet, from like the remains of whatever battle took place, and they just build a ship with the hulk of whatever they found. So that this ship is it's called a decommissioned scouting ship.
Okay.
That they've turned into something like a smuggler's rig, almost.
So Doxy would be like, "Oh, fascinating. These ships are not registered, but they are." And then he'd like kind of go all into that, and just yeah.
What I said, but it takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Where he just like goes in, like, and if The history of that zone is quite fascinating. They actually
And you would notice that Kebichet let you go for a long, much longer than she would have usually done this. But she just,
uh
you have the identification and the, well, VIN numbers, even if they aren't currently registered.
Yes, I have all that. I would assume with that I would.
Oh, good. We're gonna make a phone call.
I like, as soon as he says that, I press a few buttons on my hardlight interface, and you see a like dial window, whatever that would look like. I kind of imagine like kind of actually a 3-dimensional sphere that you would like pick a triangulation or something like that, like a kind of like a Stargate thing where you do the rotary dial.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
It's gonna be really good.
The service is ready for you. Just dial where you need it.
She wants to call a local repo. The nearest, like, space repo, and file a repo claim on those ships.
Oh, I mean, Grax's guys for cheaps. They're always there to do anyone's dirty work. Grax is speaking. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry. I don't usually do this, but apparently somebody done made off with some property of ours and they didn't pay for it. So we need you to go get it back.
Well, the galaxy's large, little missus. You're gonna have to give me a bit more information.
Oh, I can get. Well, they have the tracking numbers from the homing beacons in them. I just can't leave to go get it myself.
Ah. Well, you done got your homework done. Alright, I'll take note of them. And you give them, like, the ship's identification. They're like, alright, I'm gonna run the radar and everything. That'll come up to about 200 credits for a pickup job. If you allow us to keep anything that remains, are you interested in getting anything back?
Well, not really. They're the kind of lowest of the low, but it's the principle of the matter. The man done took something and didn't pay for it.
I get that. Alright, I'm gonna send a few of my boys, and you sleep tight, little ma'am. We've got it. We've got everything covered. Thanks for calling Grax's guys for cheap.
Have a good night.
Yeah. And he hangs up.
Impressive.
And like a couple days later, there's just gonna be like a bunch of mercenary ships jumping out of the void. Like not even a bunch of days, like hours later, just and they're gonna take care of it.
But they've got the quarantine blanket on the planet itself. So now
The whole time, his Red's just like just mentally.
Remind me to never cross you.
Yeah. I remember. I kind of imagine that Dread would have that snicker partially because she's like, "This is just like my dramas," you know, like.
Grax's guys for cheap. I've seen their ads on TV.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll meet Grax for real. The real Grax.
and
Grax's guy for real. That's a completely other business.
she
Oh,
transfers
no.
she transfers the credit but keeps the bill and we're going to file
Oh,
that one.
they're doing it for free if you let them loot
Oh,
anything.
Keep the
No,
ships.
she's also keeping the bill. She files everything. For
Oh
tax
yeah, fair enough.
You're like the IRS's best friend. Well, the space IRS, I suppose.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the firm.
Well, the firm and her have a very long history, and she likes her job. So, Twitch, is this thing bothering you? Is current presence?
Oh, see, I've, how are we gonna feed it?
Well, in the morning I'm going to do something that will possibly feed it.
How, Twitch? Do you know what to feed it?
No, It doesn't have any orifice. Look, and there's a hose that come down the ceiling, and it just dumps a like brownish paste on top of the dodecahedron, and he's like, "Eat it, eat it."
What is that? Is that waste?
Oh no, that's oatmeal. It doesn't look like oatmeal. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, yeah.
Twitch!
It looks like
Twitch!
watered down cookie dough.
Twitch.
Oh,
What? Oh,
We've had
sorry.
this
And
conversation.
there's a cherry that just on top of the.
no.
I don't think that's what she meant, but you know, good try.
Twitch, darling.
What?
I have to go to sleep for an hour. Or 7. Do you want me to leave the small one in charge?
I mean, he is captain. Just go to sleep.
No,
I'll
no,
be
no.
fine.
No,
Doxy.
that one.
Oh. I mean, I've always
That's
been one
like-
for experimenting, and all the
Twitch.
lights dim.
Whoa, wait! I don't agree. I do not consent to this.
I can imagine Doxy just like yeah, and
Jazz
like
plays in the
have a little
background.
have a little jazz, like he just like presses the button, some jazz starts playing.
Luxy, play Careless Whisper.
And Kepichet literally
Yeah,
just
exactly.
reaches over. Kepichet just literally reaches over and pushes whatever button you hit. Doesn't even notice what it is. Just goes and pushes it and goes. Twitch, are you old enough to do that yet?
I'm a ship.
Then you can't. The answer is no. Also, we're not going out there to deal. You're going to clean this mess up, right?
There's a bunch of tissues that fall on top of the brown paste
Oh.
that fell.
Well, I'll just have to ask the small servants to help then, because they're being much more helpful today.
And
I'm
as
still sitting there.
The
and I'll use
Wizmos?
my hand to clean it up.
you, all right. So your mage hand is cleaning
Oh
it
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. You're
There's 5 little Wizmos that walk up to the cube. They're led by a bigger Wizmo. Anyway, to them he's bigger, and they all have like a tiny yellow hard helmet.
Oh
And
no!
he just looks at the dodecahedron with like its tiny hands on its hips, and then he turns to the others and he like, and they start like pulling scaffolding around it and try
Oh
to
my
climb
gosh.
the structure.
That's Bob. That's Jeff. There are space janitors. And if you get that reference, come join us on Labor Day at DragonCon. It's fine. It's literally a DragonCon reference. I
Oh,
will send
okay.
it to you. They are the sci-fi janitors. Excuse me, sci-fi janitors.
Oh. But yeah, no, that's what happens, and you can go to sleep. Like, I mean, unless you want to do anything specific, Twitch will ask, like, where are we going?
And that's why I had the data running in the background. So whenever that finishes, just let me know.
Oh, okay. So you can go, you know, to sleep, all of you, if you need a long rest or whatnot. And over the course of that long rest, Loxy will finally be done
Okay.
with that info.
And Kebichet would say, I know the captain is currently unwell, and he's the one that would usually report to the firm. But I think
wait.
I have to. I'm going to at least put in a notice of official quarantine on the planet.
Sure, what do you say about all their people that died?
They died of plague.
Oh, that damn plague and its bullet holes.
It's a bullet plague. You've never heard of it? Come on.
The bullet plague? I don't have that in my system. What is it?
Hey, Twitch.
Well,
What?
They're not going to be a problem very much longer. I believe in cleaning up after a plague. It usually involves fire, rain from above.
I don't have the capacity to rain fire from above.
I know you don't.
I'm not that type of ship.
No, you're not.
Alright, well, I'll keep going around in circles until you decide where to go. I mean, Captain's not here. I know of a great place where we can just hang out. You know, all of you,
You know-
me, a beach, mojitos. unleaded gasoline for me?
I mean,
No, darling, you can't have that. It makes you sick.
Well, mojitos for all of you. Look, I'm gonna be completely forthcoming with you because you're part of the crew and I like you a lot. We're overdue a beach episode.
when's the hot spring episode?
There's no
I don't
hot
mind-
spring in space.
That one.
No hot springs in
I-
space.
No hot springs in space. I don't necessarily object to the beach trip.
Paradise one it is.
Not
What?
yet.
Space?
You just hear the dark matter engines start to crank and then
Not yet.
I'm gonna start calling you Miss Party Pooper.
Twitch, I need to go and sleep.
Well
And then
then
we can have a
sleep. It's
conversation.
gonna take us about like 7 days to get there. Also, I need one of you to charge up the dark matter engine. I can't jump by myself.
And that's why Dred and I need to go to sleep so that we can do that.
Yes. Sure.
I can't do
I'm
that
gonna
any
go
other
around
way.
in circle. Going around in circles.
NASCAR style.
Because you
Fair.
said that, every time that the ship will pass the same coordinate around the planet, it's
God,
just
what did
gonna
I
make wow, wow. And it's that like every about like 45 minutes, because T'Chaka 9 is not a big planet.
What did I
just
do?
Also, Twitch, keep an eye out on our unfortunate friends who are about to be wiped off the planet.
Wow.
And she's literally just
fault.
gonna walk into a room, close the door, and collapse.
Wow.
And she'll just sleep through that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so like on the dot that it just becomes after one or two times it's background noise. I know Loxy's going to do something during that 8-hour period. Kebechet is sleeping. Zred, Eddard, and Doxy. Is there anything else you want to do, or do you want to just lie down and sleep?
I would like to do some more research onto the good old family name of mine, which is not a family name. It's like a title.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask you to make a history check. What about Doxy?
I mean, I would imagine that this is when Doxy would be either assisting or digging into the next steps of like where things are in the data.
Mhm.
So he would probably be assisting Loxy in some way,
Loxy
shape,
with that, yeah. So it's gonna save up a
Yeah.
few hours.
Yeah.
All right, and Zred.
Dred is going to rest, but I think is doing the thing where they're just sitting kind of close to that D12 and like, so yeah, it's kind of lonely, huh? Like, just kind of talking and
Doing small talk.
doing small talk, and I think that they'll take this time to also resummon a familiar,
All right.
a ghost,
As
and
you.
see what happens.
All right. I'll get back to you in a second.
No, that's fine.
The 8 on the history check. Can't really find anything else much more than... You have to remember that you asked the faction to search for information about, 6 hours ago? There's not much else that... I know out of game it's been 2 weeks, but in game there's not much else that you can find right now. Though with an 8, I would let you know that potentially that the biggest source of information you could have would be in Lakshay, on Lakshay 1.
Okay. Twitch.
So, wow.
What? Do you have some sort of link to other planets' data core by any chance?
What? No, that's like hacking. No.
So you can do it.
No, I honestly cannot.
Oh,
I'm not a hacker, I'm a ship.
okay. So there would be a way for us to potentially have a link to that planet's data core if we're able to act to it.
Not from... Okay. I'm gonna lay down some heavy knowledge.
Truth?
All right, yeah.
Oh boy.
So, the internet doesn't go through the stars. You need relays. More often than not, you need to be within the same star system.
Okay.
So, I don't know where you want to go. I don't care about what sick porn you want to watch while we're hovering over this planet. But right now, you can access what's on Tetrakanine, and at best, the Moss Station that we just left. They have only one movie, I checked, and it's called My Rothian Romance. I'm not sure that I would
No.
like to.
You know what? Get it, put it somewhere, let somebody else find it. That'll be funny
I
later.
like
I'm
the
telling
way you think. Roll a D4.
Don't know why I'm rolling a D4, but that'll be fun. Oh,
Sorry, what number?
1.
Cool. It's okay, he's not here yet.
Alright. So, the planet that you're thinking about sending us to, how far is it from Lakshay?
Pretty far, it's in like dead smack middle of Elven space.
Damn it.
They have the best resort planet, I've been told.
Any way for us to do a detour by that planet without telling anyone?
I'm not the captain. Hell, just grab my stick shift. And you have full control over all of my functions. I'm just teasing. I can jam it if I want, but you decide. I'm the ship. I'm the transport. Believe it or not, I'm on your side.
Oh, I know.
I'll go where you want to go. Until such time as some for weird effed up reason my memory cores start acting up and I decide to do something else, but
Like-
before then...
Thrust us into a sun.
Oh, I've thought about it a time or two.
Please
I've always
don't.
wanted to know, like, how close I can get to a sun without killing myself, but killing all of the inhabitants inside. And my estimate is about 23 miles.
Why would you do this to us?
For science.
But I'm pretty sure somewhere someone already did the science, and this science the shit out of it.
You'd be surprised, it's only theoretical so far. No one has been willing to send perfectly living beings into a sun.
Let's not make it practical, please. I like to live.
Sure.
Although it's a good way of killing people too, so we could use that as a last-ditch effort to wipe out people on board the ship.
I mean, picture, you don't like someone, you just ditch them in an escape pod and make me fly close to a sun and I just...
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you're an evil, immoral person, are you?
Absolutely not. I just like to find creative way to kill my enemies sometimes. And desperate situation calls for...
For
Desperate
jettisoning someone in the
measure.
sun. Yeah, I know, I've been there.
What? Alright, I'll keep... I'll see if I can talk to people about going to Lakshay, and we'll see. Thanks for the info.
Anytime, big guy.
Haha, big guy.
Meanwhile, Doxy and Loxy finally cracked the code. There's something interesting. Remember how I said there was a lot of paper research? That's because that research was there when your parents arrived. It's not the first time someone has used this bunker. The first time that someone used this bunker and contacted life outside of the galaxy. The life form that answers were the Rothians.
Oh boy. Yay. Does it have any data about the Rothians in the first contact? That'd be pretty neat.
It's got, yeah. They found a bunch of small pink slugs in an abandoned ship not long after Rothians came.
Okay.
and they swooped through the galaxy like a plague. It took an alliance of Vect, of Avaras and elves to push them back, with major contribution from all of the other civilizations, but it was majorly them that got hit the worst, the most.
Okay.
And even today, the Roths are still a menace. We've never known where they came from. They don't have a homeworld. But by comparing the research, you find something. The first people that were there before your parents, it took them much longer to reach, let's call it the Rothian fleet. Oh my! Hello, Raiders! You're coming in at a very opportune time. I'm messing up my players. So, hi everyone! Hi Jess. Thank you for coming. We're playing Dark Matter, a 5th edition campaign setting, sci-fi campaign setting by Mage Hand Press. So, going back into it. The first time that they reached out to the Rothian fleet, it took them about 2 months before they got an answer. Your parents took 2 weeks. You don't need to be an expert, at math to understand that the Rothian fleet is much, much closer this time around than it was about 80 to 100 years ago.
Right. So the time it took for a response
was shortened from a couple months to a couple days.
Right. So it was okay. Gotcha. So by that I can extrapolate the distance that they are traveling.
Yep. Oh yeah, and wow, you actually you can note that down on your sheet. I'm gonna give you the info, or you can ask me the info if you want. But we'll do it that way. You have advantage on all intelligence check to identify Rothian ships.
Oh. All right.
And you also would know.
That might be helpful.
Huh?
That might be helpful.
That might be very helpful. And as far as the ships are concerned, I'll give you the... no, those are monsters. I just need to go here. Alright, those are ships.
Honestly, aren't Rothians monsters?
Huh? No, well... I mean... Not in the same sense that... whatever. So the engine of Rothians, you would know that like the cruisers that they have, like when they assault a planet to harvest,
Gotcha.
They have a class 5 dark matter engine.
Okay, so I have like a basic understanding of tech.
Yeah, an equivalent of and in your case, your ship has a engine, dark matter engine Mark III.
Right. Okay. So
they can cross the entire galaxy in a month. You can cross the entire galaxy in 3 months. If you want to get like an equivalent of what it is.
Gotcha. So they move much faster than us.
Much faster.
Okay. So from that, I can extrapolate maybe a rough like quadrant of space in which the Rothian fleet is traveling. Is there any other like locations of note or things that I think might correlate to maybe where the probes were sent? Maybe they like landed on something, or any records of like my parents leaving, for instance.
None of those, but you do find that there's another bunker. Well, not a bunker.
Gotcha.
Temporary space station outside the boundaries of the galaxy, which was an automated, let's call it an automated factory from which the ships were, the probes were sent out.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like a launcher.
Like a launch pad.
Okay. Okay, so I have like a rough location of that as well. Okay, cool. So I will then confer with or go meet up with my, finish the
There's
rest.
Yeah,
and then-
I'll finish this red who's chatting up a giant D12.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm also doing the thing like where I'm cleaning it off with my mage hand and just doing
Give
the
it a
small
spa
talk.
day. Give it a
Yeah.
spa day.
Well, the triangle on it seems to shine just a little brighter. And the
Yeah.
line at the bottom finally connects on the other edge of the D12. When it does that, white lines begin to grow out of the corner of every shape, turning this Vanta Black D12 into a like black and white D12. And it expands. You hear a and from inside you hear and a little head comes popping out. Lizard-like in appearance, with two glowing white eyes. It's got a head of, instead of hair, think of it as like small tentacles that come spiraling down its forehead. The eyes go from white to sort of bluish white. The skin is hard to perceive as it is just a vision of the stars.
Hmm.
It extends its tiny snout and starts smelling. And you notice as it begins to stand up, it has two front legs, powerful claws of the same bluish white as its eyes. And then wings unfurl within the wings where the membrane should be. You only see this, like, nebula. This...
Ah.
Well, I've put it on the map for all of you to see. It's weird because as you look around and you try to get a sense of what it is, the image, the stars themselves on the skin seem to move as if they were fixed in space and you were just moving around. It's like this creature is a snapshot of space. When it moves its head, you see that the stars where they were move. Don't move, actually. They would have remained where they are, and the skin now shows something different.
Oh.
And it looks up at you and goes, "Ah, ah, ah," and it starts swinging its tail and expanding its wings and breaking up the giant D12.
I would say Twitch. Twitch.
Twitch says, "Oh my god, it's beautiful."
So, like, I would probably like try to go through all the different stores of all the different shows I've watched. Like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, first of all, oh crap, Kev's gonna kill me for this.
Well, you remember a thing that they do to like human babies when they're born, and it's to hold them upside down and slap them on the butt.
I would
Do you
that.
want to slap this dragon on the butt?
I would pick it up, and yeah.
It's not tiny. It's already the size of a pony.
Oh, well then, yeah, I would do that. I guess. I don't know.
You slap its butt, it turns to you and snaps its teeth and goes, "Arr! Rah! Rah!"
Ungrateful shit. But I
When-
wouldn't say that. It's like, the audacity. Then I would say, like, try to do the thing, like the hugging, like, burping thing that I've seen parents do.
make an animal handling check, which in your case we're gonna call it anything but Rothian handling.
Well, I do have xenobiology, but I think that I'm still probably pretty out of my element.
Then then make it with advantage, because you can
Alright.
you can use your different your knowledge of different species to help. That would be a 12, just enough to calm it down so that it doesn't want to bite your face off.
All right.
Um,
I'll just keep talking to it. Like, so that's a thing that's happening right now. Like, I
it
would,
walks.
I
to
would
the
reach out to everyone and be like, there's a thing going on in the airlock that you might want to know about.
And then Twitch adds on, "We're having a baby."
Oh my god, the ship is pregnant. I knew it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a matter of time.
I'm done with this. I am so done.
If Kebachet hears that, she'll get up, wake up. We're having Twitch. What hatched?
The baby monster.
Oh,
There was a dragon in your egg. Well, that was an egg. I should have told you that. That was an egg.
Twitch.
What?
I still love you, but you're not as efficient as you used to be. And she walks striding purposely down.
Oh.
Of course, we get a new pet, so now Twitch is gonna take a back seat, and Twitch is gonna do what we ask, and Twitch is gonna...
Twitch!
I'm cutting
Twitch.
life support right now, and all the lights go off.
Meanwhile,
Mhm.
The life
Twitch-
support is still on. The Twitch cannot
Yeah,
turn
it
off
can't,
life
it
support.
can't.
You made sure of that.
I
Yeah.
made sure of it, and she just like keeps walking, and because the dark doesn't bother her, and she's like, Twitch. Just because you're the oldest doesn't mean you get to have a pouting attack when a new child comes onto the ship. This one we're probably not keeping. We're going to send it home as soon as possible. But who we are keeping.
Well, you kind of have to if you want to get anywhere.
I figured. Are we far? Can you get us far enough away from that planet so that we're not seen by any passing ships, so that we only open this airlock and let it leave and do whatever it wants to do? No one else sees it.
Sure, should I set course for, well, so far we have Lakshay 1 or Paradise 1.
And as like this discussion's happening, I walk up and I'm like, well, there's also some pretty fascinating spaces out into the void. Right, it's the in between galaxies is called the void.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a way. The void is where there's nothing, and
Yeah,
the
the
space
void.
between.
Yeah, the void is the
The space between
Not-
space.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's what you travel through dimensionally. Well, I'm all for sending something back to the void, but let's ask it first if that's where it wants to go. I try to be polite about those things.
It walks.
Question for the DM.
Hmm?
Question for the DM. Does Kebachet know where Paradise 1 is?
It's yeah, probably. It's like
Mm-hmm.
high-end vacation, like resort destination for rich folks.
And she'll just say, well, I don't think we want to go to Paradise 1. I don't think the elves are really worthy of our attention. Unless you really want to mess things up, in which case, Twitch, I will happily sit there and watch as you do so.
Well, then Lakshay 1 it is. Or do we go outside time and space? Ooh!
You're going to do that anyway as you pass through the void.
No, I mean, well, none of that was spying on Doxy, but yeah, explain it to them.
Yes. No, Twitch is referring to a point in space outside of our current galaxy that I may have uncovered some interesting information. It seems that there were experiments done on T'Chaka. Yeah, there we go. T'Chaka 9. found was the first sighting of the discovery of the Rothian fleet. The notes are a bit scattered, but yes, it's also my parents were there.
Oh,
Did you say Rothian?
Yes.
Do we want to go closer to them right this second?
I mean, doesn't their fleet like move and they're not always stationary in one spot?
Yes,
So
well, it seems that they have a pattern or path that they are headed, and that is what they discovered was the path of the Rothian fleet.
That's very useful information to know. Could be very helpful if we share it. And she's
like grinning.
It's probably just like salivating.
There's
Yeah,
a salivating Scathari on the ship.
Yeah.
It's just like hugging this
Dead.
ever-expanding celestial Pokemon, and I'm like, ah.
Oh, it doesn't expand more than the size of a small pony.
Oh, good.
It's about as high as a table. And I'd say it's what, maybe from head to tail 10 feet long.
Okay. I try to feed it some jelly beans that I still have in my pouch.
Oh, it devours them. It
I
just
have. So Simon, I have aura sight with my visor.
Yep.
Which is basically always on. Is there a magical aura? Like what school of magic or
around
like,
this creature?
Yeah.
School of magic around this creature. None.
Okay.
It is.
But there's definitely like a magical.
It's not magical. It's completely natural.
Well, I wasn't sure if it like had magic. I don't know if I can see that.
Oh, if that creature had something magic, maybe. Let me see.
Okay. Well, either way.
Do we just want to ask if it wants to
Nope, it's
leave?
completely natural.
Okay. I mean that seems sensible. I suppose though, where would it want to leave? You said before it wanted to go everywhere all at once.
Well, that's what was talking to me. And now that did we get our long rest?
Yeah, you did get your long rest.
This is happening early morning.
Yeah.
She's okay with that. She just doesn't need any more disadvantage on ability checks from exhaustion.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I think the whole conversations would take place around breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I think we need to ask it what it wants, and then if it wants to terrorize a bunch of elves, I'm more than happy to help it do so. If Eddard wants to go to Lakshay, we can go to Lakshay. And we'll see what happens. Or we can open to the void and let the void have it. See where it wants to go.
I mean, it does seem to bring the cosmos with it wherever it goes. You can tell that in many ways, shapes, or form, Doxy's fixated on this thing and just mesmerized by it.
Yeah, it's very disconcerting. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's very uncomfortable to look at it and to see that like this thing is like a fixed point in space,
Right.
and everything moves within it.
So,
or
just
around
because I'm a nerd and I'm using this as my reference, basically where the doctor's staring at Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those that didn't get it, we're talking about Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we're talking about Jack, the sexiest man alive.
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack Harkness, who is a fixed point in time.
But in this case, it's
Oh,
not that
right,
it's a
right.
fixed point in time. It's more
Sorry,
that
but it's a
this.
fixed point in space.
It's like this. Yeah, but it's like this creature is like a window to outside.
Oh, so it's literally we can. All right, I got it. I
Yeah,
got it.
it's like you can see outside through it. And as the ship moves, the pattern change
Right.
inside it.
You can. It's like kind of like a window into space.
Yeah, it's like a window into space, like a weird dragon-shaped window.
Yep. Okay.
So right now we still have a powerful, although no, a fixed laser that we were supposed to deliver on the planet, but we haven't done so.
That's okay. I took care of that. Sort of.
We still have the laser.
Yes, but the reason why we didn't deliver it is because I declared a quarantine emergency on the planet, and therefore I wasn't going to leave the firm's highly valuable investment on a planet that would be quarantined for eternity.
Okay, good point. Good point.
She's just gonna walk into this airlock and mentally ask Dred, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, and I'm just standing there and just eating jelly beans out of my hand. So I'm like trying to do the pet thing. Just like,
Like,
I know I spanked you because I thought that's what I needed to do, but I'm like trying to scratch it.
oh,
like-
it lets itself get. Actually, the moment you lift your arm, it sneaks its head onto the table and snatches your breakfast and just.
I don't eat, so I think it's adorable. Like, I think that's what they're supposed to do because that's what dogs do in commercials, you know.
It
And then you have
acts,
still
it
over
acts
there
pretty much like a
with
dog.
knives and fork goes.
Yeah.
The mom hen, like, oh, you dog.
Oh my god.
Okay. And Kebichet will literally turn to it and say, and just ask it what it wants. What do you desire?
It stares at you for a second. Its like blue glowy eyes seem to blink. Thank you, not Thragon. As you stare in its blue eyes, before it even replies, it says, "Roll a D225."
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Hi,
Wild
Quentin.
Ship Surge. Hi, Quentin.
We love
Thank
you, Quentin.
So as you stare into its eyes, Twitch says, "Uh-oh,"
Uh
and
Everybody or just one?
just one.
Okay, I got it.
95.
I feel like we've already done 95.
Yeah, we have.
Which one was that? Was that
Yeah,
the...
it's no, re-roll the 95 because it's something that we've
There you go.
it's always more fun to get some that we've never. Oh, cool. You stare at its eyes. And it blinks once and twice, and Kebichet is gone.
Oh my god, it ate Keb.
Kebichet reappears 3 seconds later. Covered in dirt, mud, and dust. Kebichet,
my-
you tumbled through an endless tunnel. And on your way down, as you tumbled, there was this like little creature, like made of stone, sort of like, almost like a sphere with tiny arms and legs and a giant mouth. And it just looked at you and is like, "Whoa, someone's in a hurry." And as you reached the end of the tunnel, you reappeared in your chair.
What?
Yeah, you were just teleported to the elemental plane of Earth. Which you have the ability to do with the ship. If you ever get to repair the
Oh.
Stargate.
We could go see that guy.
So that
yeah.
creature, yeah, like I said, everything that happens for a reason.
Well, that was a first time plane shift. Twitch, was that you or the dragon? Am I allowed to call it a dragon?
Oh, I don't know, but Yeah, that was totally me. Woof. I seem to have misplaced my commands and managed to open up a gate again. That's so Twitch. Freeze frame. It just says
You have-
freeze frame.
And she goes back to looking at the dragon and asks, what do you want? And just kind of opens her mind as she does to the void.
The dragon fixes you again, blinks once, twice. Cocks its head when it realizes you're not being teleported to another plane. And then looks at your plate and goes, ah.
She shoves it over.
It eats the whole thing. And then it walks a few paces away. And it turns on itself 2 times, 3 times, and curls up and rests its head on its... Thank you, Chris! On its tail. And I'm gonna ask one of you to roll another D225.
I'll do it.
Whatever happens, happens to you.
Ah! Did we get that one before?
No, roll again
No.
twice. Ignore this result.
Oh. What the fuck?
Oh, because you're not rolling a die, you're rolling the number.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Well,
There
now we
we
all
go.
know what 225 is. Oh boy.
Yeah,
I didn't-
indeed.
The lights go out.
Oh no.
Can we still see the dragon while the lights are out?
Yeah, its eyes and space. It's beautiful.
This is I quite like this. I mean, it doesn't bother me any.
And then the lights come back on. And all the walls are filled with Polaroid pictures of members of the crew. Your time on the space station, various activities on the ship, some of which you don't even recall doing. It's like someone was following you with a very, very old camera and took pictures of you
No.
and plastered these pictures everywhere. Make all of you a perception check. Please.
This red is looking over at the Doxy like,
There's a actually Zred. You on these pictures.
funny.
Some of them you're a Scathari, some of them you're a Rothian.
but will Doxy know? How will Doxy know?
I mean, he has an intelligence of 19. He's, I don't know, pretty smart.
They're
I
all
think
all
I think
Rothian.
you can probably make the connection if you want to make the connection. Like out of game if you want to make the connection.
How about I roll for it?
Hey, I'm all for that.
All right, 1d20.
Yep.
What odds should I? What are the choices? Let's see. Just 50-50, I guess.
Ooh, I rolled
Um,
a 20,
Nice.
and so did
11
Kev.
to 20. Wow, you both rolled super high on that. Yeah, so 11 to 20. I will discover that she is a Rothian. I do not discover that she's a Rothian.
He's too busy looking at pictures of him with children.
Oh
There's
my God,
actually a
yeah.
picture. There is a picture of Doxy at a children's birthday party. There's 85 children present,
Oh my god.
but they're all of different species, and you recognize some of them. You recognize the kid from the space station, and you recognize the kid from
The moth.
Rodney. No, Rodney
Oh.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Rodney
okay.
6.
Barney 6,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You notice that some of the pictures depict another crew member that you haven't seen or met yet. A young woman, maybe in her early 20s, with messy orange hair Actually, Zred, you've seen her before. That ghost you saw in the passenger quarters.
Oh.
I would try to, as carefully and sneakily as possible, take any of those, or at least point them out, telepathically to Kevashet.
And you notice as well with your Nat 20 that these pictures, actually, well, even Deirdre spotted anyone that had the 20 and over spotted those pictures. But in the pictures where that messy-haired girl is, she's the one holding the camera. She's taking like a selfie of someone in the background or something.
Do we have a stowaway? Twitch?
Oh yeah.
I told you there's no one else alive except for you,
Twitch, is there
Stella, and the
anyone-
dragon.
Twitch, is there anyone dead on this ship? I asked you last
Yes.
time if they were undead.
Oh, there's
they're
one
dead.
dead person. You chucked their remains in the medical bay.
Ah, yes, the person under quarantine. That's in the bubble that doesn't get that. We're pretty sure if we fix, will be revived.
Yeah.
How about that?
Are they- is
Dehydrated
this-
human.
Is this
Oh.
dehydrated human someone that you want us to revive, Twitch?
I don't know.
I thought I remembered getting the distinct impression that Twitch didn't like whatever that was, but maybe
Yeah.
that's just how I was paying
I mean, I
attention
remember-
at the time.
I remember that too. That like it's like, what's that doing there? It's not supposed to be there, or something like that.
Well, I mean, if you found a dead person in your insides, what would your reaction be?
Oh, fair enough. That's fair. Well, it seems that we have quite a few things to manage all at once. What should we do? I'm looking to Shred specifically. I'm like, you seemed interested with the Rothian information. Did you know Rothians?
But yeah, they're fierce and strong and scary.
Yes. Oh, and they're like strong.
Yeah,
And
they're
they
so
go like,
strong.
"Arr."
The strongest and the scariest.
And they're
They got
fast.
big teeth and they're just.
But they
they're
also
just-
make great friends.
Yes. They make the
What are you,
best
the
friends.
president of their fan club?
And I think I'll just like try not to answer your question.
Okay. So
No,
yeah,
well,
like
I
I'll
won't-
keep prodding. I'll keep prodding, and you're just like, or find some way to divert the conversation. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, the dragon.
Yes.
Yes. Let's start there.
So you cannot communicate with it. All right, you're
Yeah.
cute.
Now I
Got
can
it.
detect thoughts, but
Oh.
I wasn't gonna be willing to try it on it while it was an like psychic energy vacuum. But I have recovered some, and I might be willing to try it again if Kibashet thought that might be a good.
Well, I think between the two of us, someone has to.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna keep like doing a side eye on Doxy, like, do they know?
And you hear the laugh. You hear a kind of laugh and subtle chuckle in the back of your head. It's like, no, it went over his head. I'm quite entertained by this. If there was anyone else who actually knew, I'd have money on this and be seeing how long it would take to make this more.
True. I wonder if because Eddie got a 22.
Wait.
Do you think?
No, I didn't. Or
No,
Eddard.
Eddard, I'm sorry.
Eddard got a 20. I got a 28, and you got a 22.
I was going to say, I wonder if Eddard made any connections about like Rothian Rothian Polaroid taken in Zred's usual quarters or something that was obviously at a time when not everybody else was a Rothian.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I think I was more than likely making the connection that that's when we were all Rothian. Maybe.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true. There is a day, the day of the Rothian.
Oh my god.
That day will live in infamy? Maybe.
That will be my convenient
No.
excuse.
Yeah, no, I like how it's just like stacking up for like all the convenient. It's like, oh yeah, no, she
That
could-
makes
yeah, it's
sense.
not a Rothian. Yeah.
No, there's no way. You would know. You would know. They smell weird.
The thing is, I don't think I've ever seen an actual Rothian in person.
Right,
Yeah,
that's true too.
I've been frozen in carbonite for a long time.
Zred would be like, "That's because you wouldn't live to tell."
Oh, you're just playing. Stop that.
Oh, I'm just playing.
Oh my gosh.
The
Sorry,
the
little sidetrack.
ghost, the spook reappears.
I'm
I'm so
sorry.
excited about it too. Because
So you have this.
Doxy hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, the spook.
So picture like Boo from Super Mario,
Okay.
tiny drop shape ghost with like little arms.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's Zred's familiar, and it starts floating
Oh.
around their head.
Oh, that's rad. That's super cool.
I might even use that like when you're asking me questions about the Rothians. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh."
Thank you.
I'm like, well, what is that? It's like,
Yeah.
what? So I would imagine then that Doxy would. So are we headed anywhere? Are we heading to like are we still orbiting the planet? Or did we finally pick a destination? Are we going to like Shava 9 or whatever it is?
Lakshay 1. Everyone gains inspiration.
Oh, cool.
That is
Thank you.
that is what the donation is for. Thank you very much, Prax.
Okay. So yeah, are we heading on a destination?
Twitch says we're still waiting. I'm still waiting. Apparently elves are out of the way, so humans with giant robots.
That's
Well-
my aesthetic.
Let's put it this way, Twitch darling. Has the captain informed you of any place he wants to go? Beyond Tracker 9?
Right now, no. I don't think I think we're gonna have to wait for the firm to send anything.
Then my answer to this is, as long as we avoid certain areas of space, I don't care.
If you don't care, I'm going to Paradise 1. But Eddard has daddy issues that he needs to resolve, so I think we need to go to Lakshay 1.
Oh, no,
We can go to
Daddy.
Lakshay. And no, Twitch, it's not that I don't care about going to Paradise 1. It's just... Well, let's be honest.
Oh, fine,
Not
Lakshay
really.
1, otherwise I'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, it's kind of the right answer.
And the dark matter engines start to roll, and then Twitch says,
I'll,
I need one of you.
I've got it, I've got it.
well, I think I can do it too.
Yeah, the Gadgeteer can power with...
Okay, they fixed it now?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What you're saying is I'm the only one that cannot power the Dark Mansion engine,
exactly.
Yes.
so I should go.
So you'll pilot.
Here's
and
the thing,
I'll-
it means that if you're the only one left in the whole crew,
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I
you're
had the same
screwed
thought.
and you're adrift in the black. And that's it.
It's okay. There are plenty of ways that won't happen.
Thank you for saving my life.
The ship-
Hypothetically, of course.
Jumps through the warp. Warp. Jesus. Warhammer.
For the God Emperor.
Jumps through the void. And that dragon turns completely Venta black.
Oh.
With two beady blue-white eyes. It's still adorable
Yeah.
and sleeping, but you just can't make out any details on it anymore.
You are quite
man.
gorgeous like that.
And then there's an eye that moves through the dragon.
Wait, what? An eye?
There
that
you are. I thought so.
And then the eye comes back through the dragon, a disembodied eye, and just and leaves. And just before you jump out in Lakshay space, there is a voice that comes out of the void that is the dragon. It's not the dragon speaking, but the dragon acts as a receiver. And it says, "We have found you."
That's how we die.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
Okay, so
Yikes.
the void found whom?
What?
Or
Us?
We have found you. That's what it
Oh,
says. We
man.
have found you.
Right,
We have
but
found you.
who's you?
Oh,
Is it Keb or is it us as a group?
well, if something in the
I
void
mean,
is looking
is
for
it-
me, it's not very hard for the void to find me. I talk to it on a regular basis.
Great, it's
I
us.
mean, it could be the Rothian fleet.
It does not speak with a Rothian accent.
Oh, okay. I was like something in the
Does it
void.
speak with any notable
Um,
accent at all?
None that you've ever encountered in the whole galaxy.
Okay. What if I use a universal translator on a recording of it?
Oh,
Would
it speaks
be-
in common.
Oh,
It's
well, no, I figured.
Oh, you mean to try to guess like what the accent could come from?
Right. Word like the origins of this or this
None from this galaxy.
dialect.
None from this galaxy.
Okay.
Great, just a good old fashioned demonic incursion.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see about that. So, let's go around the table, do our outros. Who you are you? Where can we find you? What do you have going on the internet? Let's start with, we'll go for it with this side of the table, and we'll start with Zred.
Hi everybody, my name is Rochelle. You can find me on Twitter at Pashka_D. And all I really have going on is tomorrow morning I am going to be putting out a Kickstarter for the Zine Quest for my game Dino Wranglers. So it's a narrative RPG for families about overcoming obstacles as a dinosaur wrangler. And I hope you'll check it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
want
so
to, can you link it right away, or do we have to wait until it's live?
It'll go live tomorrow morning, so
Oh, okay then. I'll
The
make sure.
other-
I'll make sure to retweet and all that.
not a big deal. Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Kebichat.
Well, hello, y'all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlan on Twitter, and Praxagora Thesmiophoria is you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. This week, I'll be back here on Saturday, so I can drive some fine folk mad. And, you know, apparently people are kind of having interesting conversations. It'll be great. And then Sunday, I'm over on Katie Face's channel for some Honey Heist shenanigans. The takeaway from last episode was a French sun bear over dramatizing being shot with a tranquilizer dart.
Hey, I missed that?
Yes, you did. Everyone needs to go watch this VOD. It's on Katie's YouTube. Go watch it. Then over on the Shattered Eye, Soul Bear RPG for some Shattered Eye, and oh wait, another black dragon that apparently showed up with the Manticore. It'll be great.
Oh boy.
And I'll be back here on Monday. It'll be good. Fun times. But that's me. Check my Twitter. I post wherever I'm going to be.
All right. Let's move over to Eddard.
Hi, I'm Alex. You can find me on the good old Twitter engine at The Gambit. And I'll see you all next week for another Dark Matter game. Unfortunately, I have nothing to plug because, well, I'm boring.
That is not true, but all right. And Doxy, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Eddie. I'm on the Twitters these days as Pixel Pirate, with the first E being a 3. And everywhere else I'm like Ninja Studio and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm here on Mondays and probably going to be doing some fun things down the road. We'll see. So keep an eye on the Twitters. That's probably where I'll announce stuff if I end up doing something else.
Cool. And I'm Simon at Wandering DM. You'll see the whole schedule for the rest of the season posted here after the show. We are going to go and raid our good friends at Tales from the Grim. They're playing Lady Blackbird Adventures in the Wild Blue Yonder with Kiana and Lauren, 2 of the people that I've played Lady Blackbird with and that I've enjoyed really, really, really much. If you're interested in steampunk shenanigans and complex love polyhedrals, that's something you will not want to miss. I'll see you all again this Saturday for Call of Cthulhu. In the meantime, have a good week. Ciao, everyone.
Bye.